Okay, I want you to imagine a room totally stripped of all emotion, a world governed by perfect logic and absolute, total control. That's the reality of the highly advanced alien coalition we're looking at today. But, we aren't here to geek out over their technology. No, we're unpacking a full-on psychological thriller about how the most terrifying weapon in the universe isn't the laser or some massive bomb, it's a single, unarmed mind.
It feels like he's studying us. Just sit with that for a second. You're the heavily armed captor in an impenetrable, high-tech fortress. Your prisoner is sitting in a chair, completely vulnerable. Yet your guards are the ones getting unnerved. So why is that?
Part 1. The containment anomaly. A logic system fails.
This is exactly where a perfectly logical, hyper-advanced alien coalition runs headfirst into a problem their flawless computers simply cannot process. 17. For 17 complete cycles, this captured human prisoner did absolutely nothing. No desperate escape attempts, no struggling against restraints, no defiance. In a highly ordered system built specifically to react to and suppress resistance, doing literally nothing became the most terrifying anomaly of all.
Consider his unusual behavior. He didn't fight, he didn't beg for his life. Honestly, he barely spoke at all. He just watched. And he smiled. I really want you to put yourself right there in that room. Imagine the sheer psychological pressure of a captive who just sits there, completely at ease, weaponizing silence against you. He isn't acting like a victim at all. He's acting like someone who is exactly where he wants to be.
Part 2. A virus of doubt. Escalating mistakes. Now we witness a truly brilliant tactical maneuver as the human shifts from a passive anomaly to an active, deeply penetrating psychological threat. Notice this creeping escalation here. It starts out so small. A highly trained guard simply forgets his weapon inside the chamber. Then, a minor surveillance glitch happens. Next thing you know, entire command structures are starting to experience micro-delays. We're looking at a progression from a simple alien error straight into total systemic breakdown. The system isn't under cyber attack. The minds running the system are faltering. Finally, the lead scientist confronts the human, desperately trying to figure out the trick, and the human delivers this. "You've been watching me for days? Figured it's only fair I watch you back." With one quiet sentence, the whole power dynamic is completely flipped. He's letting the scientists know, "You aren't running an experiment on me. You are the subject."
So, how did he do it? Well, the human successfully planted a mental virus. The guards begin to wonder why he isn't scared. That wonder quickly turns into questioning his almost supernatural calmness. And suddenly, doubt is spreading way faster than a biological contagion. The human didn't hack a single computer. He hacked the very minds of the people guarding him. Once they started asking questions their perfect logic couldn't answer, the collapse was basically inevitable.
Part 3. The illusion of control, a fatal collision. Let's look at the core conflict and this fatal collision of ideologies. It brilliantly illustrates the exact nature of the human's ultimate weapon. On one side, you have the alien coalition's fatal flaw, a system built on perfect order, perfect logic, and absolutely no room for error. And on the other side, the human weapon, uncertainty. This is an absolute masterclass in manipulation. It pits the alien's desperate reliance on absolute control directly against the paralyzing force of questions without answers.
So the absolutely crucial point here is understanding this concept, psychological contamination. This is the exact phrase the panicked alien council actually used to describe their situation. It's a state where a flawless system begins to crack and fail, not from an external barrage of missiles, mind you, but from an internal, paralyzing fear of making mistakes. The system essentially becomes allergic to itself.
And just look at the direct result. Security was tripled, but mistakes actually increased. Notice how the human did literally nothing to cause this. The aliens destroyed their own efficiency simply through the sheer terror of making an error in front of this perfectly calm prisoner. The system just cracked under the weight of its own rigid expectations.
Part 4. The execution and the twist. The climax.
The council is now in full panic mode, and the psychological heist enters its climax. The lead scientist is ordered to eliminate the subject. So he enters the chamber, weapon drawn, desperately believing this is going to cleanse the system of the anomaly. The human just looks up, totally unfazed, and observes, "You're gonna kill me?"
Good. I want to let that single word just hang in the air for a second. Good.
It is the absolute last thing a perfectly logical executioner expects to hear from their victim. It's a massive shock to the scientist, and frankly, a shock to us. Why on earth would he want this?
Well, here is his terrifying reason. Because now, you'll never know if it would have gotten worse. I mean, wow, it is a stroke of manipulative genius. By dying right now, right at the height of the panic, the human ensures the alien council will never, ever find closure. They are never getting an answer. The uncertainty is sealed in time forever.
As the scientist's grip tightens on his weapon, the human delivers his final, chilling admission. I didn't need to win the war. I just needed you to start questioning yourselves. His goal was never to physically overpower them. It was total, permanent, psychological infiltration.
The shot was fired. The human collapsed. Silence returned to the chamber. But as the scientist looked down, his hand was shaking. The human was dead, sure, but the doubt had physically manifested right there in the very biology of the executioner. The logic was completely broken.
Let's break down that lingering fallout. On a purely technological level, the system stabilized, errors were reduced, and control was technically restored. But look at the council itself. Orders are slower, decisions are hesitant. The trust, it's completely gone. The hardware was totally fine, but the minds running the alien empire were permanently fractured. They survived, but they're haunted by this one question. Did he already win? And then, far away from that council chamber, way out in the deep void of space, a distant human outpost receives a short, encrypted transmission.
Seed planted successfully. And man, that twist just hits you right in the chest. He wasn't just some captive who got lucky. He was a master architect executing a flawless, calculated master plan the entire time. He was literally a psychological weapon, deployed specifically to infect their minds.
Which leaves us with a pretty provocative thought to end this explainer. Are your own systems of logic and control immune to the paralyzing power of a single unanswered question? Really think about it. In our own lives, we build routines and rigid structures to give ourselves the illusion of control. But what happens when someone, or something, introduces a tiny seed of doubt? Thank you for exploring this incredibly fascinating story with me. Until next time, keep questioning.